Okay. Hi everyone, thanks everyone for coming along to this Toby Dynavox update for AAC and environmental control professionals. The last one we'll squeeze in before Christmas. Today it's myself and I'm joined by my colleague Maria, and Debbie Breslin is also on the call, keeping an eye on the chat as well. So let's start. So the topics for today, I'm going to just do a very short news update, a couple of releases and end of sales and service announcements. But where the session is concentrating on the new latest release of TD Snap, which is version 1.35, which has some new great features, including new symbols, some page sets in different languages, enhancements for people using auditory touch as an access method. But the big thing we're going to be spending time talking about is the integrated YouTube player. We're going to be showing you how it works and then showing you examples we've thought of how we can use the YouTube player, perhaps for more clinical and language learning reasons. It's not new to be able to access YouTube through an AAC device, but we've got some interesting features in there, like the ability to trim the start and end time of video, and that gives us great flexibility to use it in some novel ways beyond simply as a reward or motivating tool or something that's an alternative access method. Once we've shown our ideas, we're really interested in hearing your ideas about how you might see the YouTube player being used with your learners in that kind of clinical fashion as well. So yeah, please share your ideas with us. I'm just going to check something. I can't see that it's. Is it definitely recording? I've got no indication that it's recording.
It is.
Great
I
stuff.
have a little.
Okay, great
Um,
stuff.
there we
Um,
go.
That's a good time to introduce Maria, who is my co-host today, Maria Bonica, who is our new AAC coordinator. Um, so she's going to be taking, Alice is currently on maternity leave, so she's going to be taking on some of the roles that Alice normally does. Alice will be back, but hopefully. But obviously, we're really delighted to have Maria on board. So do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, Maria?
Yeah, sure. Hi everyone. I'm
Missed out the
Maria.
word training on
I
that.
am the. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, I missed out the word training coordinator. The very on the
Oh,
slide.
that's okay.
AAC
That's
training coordinator.
that's okay. So I am the new AAC training coordinator. I am trained as an SLT, so I've got a bit of AAC background just from my clinical training. So yeah, if there's any AAC training events, I'll likely be the one coordinating them, and look forward to working and chatting with you guys at some point.
I just spotted I spelled coordinator wrong as well, so I wasn't having a very good day with your job title there, Maria. I do apologise. Okay. Um, so in terms of news, I do want to spend a little bit of time on this very important piece of news, and that's the fact that the i12 Plus and the i15 Plus, the I series devices, have reached end of service. So as of December 13th, 2024, these devices are no longer serviceable. The announcement comes as the useful lifetime of these devices has expired. For the I series, i12 Plus and i15 Plus, that was 5 years. So they did reach end of sale on 13th of November 2019, and as part of that, we send out an end of sale notification, and that would have detailed that the end of service on these devices would have been on the 13th of December. What this does mean is that unfortunately Tobii Dynavox repair facilities are no longer able to bring devices back in for in-house repairs. And it also does place limitations on the amount of support that we can give from our Tobii Dynavox support team. So we will always try to help, but on particularly complex cases, it will get to the point where we're not able to get embroiled in very complex remote sessions, etc., with those devices. If you do want to see the full text of the end of service announcement with all of those details, we click on it. Can someone confirm that that's gone to the right web page?
Yes.
Yeah, great stuff. So you've got the original end of sale notification from November 13th, and then the end of service notification from December 13th this year, which details all of that. Um, are we back on my slides? Hopefully.
Yes.
Great
Yeah.
stuff. So just a reminder as well, while we're talking about end of sale and end of service, obviously with the launch of the second generation of TDI 110 and the TD Navio devices, that meant that we went to end of sale on the Speech Case Mini, the SC Tablet Mini, and the TDI 110 first generation. And on there, you can also access those end of sale announcements. If you have a speech case or a speech case mini, you will get 2 years of service. If you have an SC tablet or an SC tablet mini or a TDI 110 first generation, it's 5 years of service on that one. I will mention this. Hopefully, a lot of you have heard about this already, but I just wanted to take the time to mention our TD Snap for Schools initiative. This is where we're giving free copies of TD Snap for schools to install across their whiteboards, hopefully to allow them to blend communication learning throughout the teaching day. There's a web link there, or it's on our website where you can just go and find out about TD Snap for Schools, and then click on this button to get apply for your free license.
Sorry, John, I'll just interrupt here and just say that this is one of the initiatives that I'll be working pretty heavily in. So if ever you have any questions or want to chat about TD Snap for Schools, please feel free to reach out to me via email.
Thanks, Maria. If you're using elements within our Toby Dynavox suite, which tends to be for sort of literate users, perhaps with progressive conditions, such as TD Browse, TD Phone, or TD Talk. It's just worth highlighting that there were a couple of updates to these packages released on Tuesday. Maria's planning to do a session on the TD Suite and these updates in January, so I won't spend too much time on them. But basically, some of the features, including adding gaze and switch as an access method across the packages, adding copy and paste function to and from TD Talk for eye tracker users. On TD Browse, there's a few extra functions there. Again, the gaze and switch as an access method, ability to favorite and unfavorite a website, toggle between top sites and favorites on your homepage, and also an option to remove a website from your list of top sites and favorites. TD Phone has a more significant list of updates. I'm not going to spend time going through all of those, but basically some of the highlights there is now you've got the ability, if you've got a call coming in and you need to reject it, you can accompany that hanging up with a message like "I'm busy, I'll call you later" or something like that. You can also use text to speech as well to read out text messages or search your text messages by a particular phrase. So this is what we're here to talk about, though. It's TD Snap version 1.35. So the big part of it and what we're going to be spending the most time on is the integrated YouTube player, but it's worth drawing your attention to some of the other functions. So we do have new features for people who are using auditory touch as an access method. So auditory touch is perhaps for a visually impaired person who can rest their finger on a button and slide across and listen to find the button that they want. So they might want to look for the button more, and they would touch the screen on like and then slide across, and they would hear whatever button was under their finger. And then when they got to the button they want, they'd release it and it would speak out. What it tends to do is either use two different audio channels or two different sounding voices, like a male voice and a female voice for that. And so a couple of features we've added there is ability to have a different volume for your auditory fishing voice, but also a something which allows you to see the button, hear the button boundary as you're crossing a button. It will make a beep sound as you move your finger between buttons. So there, if that's an access method you're using with your users, it's worth playing with those. We do have additions to our page sets as well. So the Motorplan 40 page set has been released in Spanish and also bilingual Spanish English. And then the TD Snap Express page set has been had new languages added, including Arabic, French, Brazilian, Portuguese, and simplified Chinese. We've also added a whole load of new symbols, which we do with every release. There are nearly 1,200 new symbols, including 880 new PCS symbols relating to diversity, verbs, and characteristics. So if I just look at these symbols, here's a little image of them, but you can click on this link and get a preview of all of the symbols that have been released. Um, and I'll just make it a little bit larger so you can see there. So you get a text-based list of the symbols. Obviously, we've released symbols to reflect the new devices, the Navia and the TDI 110, for example, but lots of new actions, verbs, characteristics, etc. I hope what you can see is that for each of the words that we're releasing, we do try to have representation in there. So we have a whole range of characters representing different ages, skin tones, genders, etc. Headwear. So you'll see we've got somebody who spilled something, who's a wheelchair user, somebody who's an AAC user, and people with different ages, skin tones, etc. And there are 40 pages of these new symbols. So we do spend a lot of time keeping our PCS symbols up to date and also making sure we've got great representation so your communication system looks like you, feels like you, or the community around you. So, what we're going to talk about now, though, is the new YouTube player in TD Snap. So, some of the features, it allows you to assign a YouTube video link to a specific button on a page. When you click on that button, the video opens up in a pop-up window. And that pop-up window will give you buttons such as these ones here, which allow you to play and pause your video, forward or rewind by 30 seconds. You can jump to previous or next videos in a playlist or exit. And then if you're using an access method other than direct touch, so if you're using mouse dwell or eye gaze or switch, then you'll get an extra button which isn't shown here, which allows you to pause the access method. You're able to play a single video or set up a playlist of videos. And this is probably the most important feature in it. It has the option to effectively trim your videos just to the part that you're interested in by setting a start and end time for your video. So we're going to go into this, but I wanted to just highlight some of the areas that we think the video YouTube player tool could be used. So a fundamental is it's an access method to allow people who would struggle with accessing YouTube the traditional way to access this great tool. So some people could struggle physically hitting buttons. Other people, if you ask them to type in a search term, would struggle to type in their favorite search term to find the item that they wanted. So as it's a way of overcoming access methods. It's also, and it's how YouTube videos are commonly used. You can use it as a reward or motivation for an AAC device user. You know, there are some people, and I'm not saying this is for everybody at all. Some people it could be a distraction, but for some people it can be the very thing that makes them want to engage with their AAC device and then move on from the videos to actually using it for communication. So use that carefully, but think how it might work for your specific user. However, as I said, we want you to start thinking about, or we want to start thinking about using this in different ways beyond simple an access method or rewarding or motivation. So a couple of the ideas that we've had and we're going to explore later is perhaps helping learners with mitigating gestalts that they might use. Helping learners to learn new vocabulary. It could be, colors, shapes, sizes, or their core vocabulary. It could be that you incorporate it with learning your vocabulary location on your device, but also combining it with learning the signing, like the Makaton signing. So videos are very helpful for that kind of thing. Incorporating videos into visual scenes. Maybe thinking about using the videos to set up how-to videos for the communication partners or family, like how do you edit a button, how do you change a grid size, etc. We're going to talk about examples where you might use it for self-regulation, but also maybe using video narratives to help you prepare for novel situations that you may be anxious about, like going to the hospital or to start a new school or something like that, or going to the dentist. So there's some ideas there, but what we really want to hear at the end of this session, if you've got time, is some of the ideas or resources that you use in video that we can perhaps tap into and have a look and share with other people as well. So we're really looking for your great ideas. Um, I'll quickly show you with some slides how you actually add a video to a button, but I'm going to spend more time doing this in practice. So hopefully you've all used Snap and you know that up in the top corner there you've got the edit button. So you would click on the edit cog. And then you would select the button that you wanted to edit. At this point, you're going to go to the button menu, which it defaults to anyway, but scroll down until you see the option to add an action. If you click on add action, you're going to scroll down and you're going to choose play YouTube video. If you're going to be adding a lot of YouTube videos to buttons, it can be helpful, the little star next to the YouTube play YouTube video action, if you want it to appear at the top of the list. If you just tap on that star, it will always appear at the top of the list, so you won't have to scroll to find it next time. Once you've clicked on that, then here's where you would hopefully have already copied your the YouTube video link from YouTube, and you can either press Control V on your keyboard or click on this button here, and it will paste the video link into the URL field there. You then have choices at this stage to do things like decide whether once that video is played, it will then play the next video in a playlist or the next video available on that page. And then these are the things that are really crucial, and that's the ability to add a start or end time to your video. So starting at a particular second to maybe just get the crux of it, or get away with it, not showing the boring intro at the start. I'm going to talk about some considerations before we do the demonstration. So there are two ways that you can create a playlist. I'm going to demonstrate this, but you can create a playlist by adding that action, play YouTube video, multiple times to the same button. Or the other way that you can create a playlist is simply by creating multiple buttons on the same page, because when it gets to the end of one video, if you have autoplay the next video turned on, it will play the next video on the next button on your TD Snap page. Or if you press the button that forwards to the next video. Oh, that's what I've already said. A key thing to remember, which is really useful, is that a video will remember where it was last played for if you exit. So a user is able to watch a little bit of a video story, for example, then go off to their communication grid, talk about it, then go back to that video, and it will play from where they left it. The only exception to that is if you have set a start time to the video, and then of course it will start at the start time that you set. It will always start there. Something to be aware of is that direct touch users will have access to other videos, because that's a YouTube thing. It will present other video choices. A nice reassuring part of that, it will only present other videos that are in the same channel. But it's something that it could be seen as a plus or also a hindrance. If you're using mouse dwell or switch scanning or eye gaze, then you're not able to access those additional videos. And then here's a really important thing to be aware of. It is YouTube, and YouTube is an online service, which means that those videos are only available when you're connected. So if your device is not connected, you will get a message to say that, it can't play the video. So do think about the videos that you're creating and how important that is to that user. So it's something that a user relies on for self-regulation, and then when they're out at the shop, they need that, unless they're connected to data hotspot sharing or something like that, they won't be able to play that video. So there are other techniques if somebody is desperate for that kind of stuff, such as if you have Boardmaker, you can integrate buttons from Boardmaker that play buttons and then play them within TD Snap. But certainly the YouTube videos will only play when you're online. Okay, so let's try it then. I'm going to come out of here and go to TD Snap. And what I'll do is I'll just show you some examples of TD Snap where I've put them all on one page, but you can spread your video buttons anywhere you like. So I'm just going to show you some examples of where I've put a video. So I'm going to look at my TV choices. So I'm going to maybe watch Peppa Pig Goes to the Dentist, and you'll see it opens up my video.
I'm Peppa Pig. This is my little brother
I
George.
can pause it and play again.
This is Mummy Pig. And
30 seconds.
we're very busy.
We all need
30 seconds. I can also skip here to the next video on the playlist, which is the next video on the page. I can't remember what that is. I think it might be Bluey, but when I click on that, it should play Bluey. Okay, so let's just say I wanted to add a video now. I'll just go through that process. So I don't know what the kids are into anymore. My kids are 18 and 20. So I'm just going to create a button here, make it a similar size. So drag that out. And I'm going to go off to the internet and let's go to YouTube. And let's just go. I know some kids like something special, if I can spell it. Something special theme. Okay, so I can check this video.
Take your hand, just like so. Move it around and say, hello!
So I like that video, so I'm going to click on share and copy that link. I'm going to go back to TD Snap, and here I decide whether I want it to speak the name of the video when I click on that. And I'm going to say I don't want it to speak, so I'm just going to click on delete. I'm going to click on add action. I'm going to scroll down until I get to media. And I've got play YouTube video. Now, next time I don't want to scroll down so far, so I'm just going to click on that star, and then that will be at the top of the list. So I can click here now and either click in here and do Control V or press this button and it will paste it in. If I want to check that that's actually the video I wanted, I can click on this and it will go off to YouTube and show me that that's the right video, which it is. Okay, come back to here. Now I noticed that in that particular instance, he didn't really start singing until 7 seconds. So if I want, I can put a start time on the video and then click on the time and then make it, I'll do it at 6 seconds to be safe. When I go back on this arrow here to the content, you'll see that it's taken an image grab from the video and it's got quite a long label, so I might want to change that. So I'm just going to delete the first bit and the second bit. And now I've got something special. In fact, I'll take the word theme out as well. So as easy as that, I've now created a link to something special and it will...
Hello!
Hello, hello, how are you? Hello, hello.
So what I want to show you is if I go into maybe my music, what I want to show you is I've got the ability to create a playlist as well. So I can click on here and you'll learn a lot about me now. I'm a big killer. And then I can go to the next song in my playlist by clicking on this arrow and it'll be a next one should be George Ezra. I can't remember the on the playlist. The stereo. So if I had a playlist I wanted to play, I could do it like that. And just to show you how that's created, it's the same steps of adding the button action, but what I've done is pasted multiple video links. So I've just added the play YouTube video multiple times to the same button. However, as I mentioned, you can effectively create a playlist by having multiple buttons with a video. So I'll go to Baby Shark And you'll see it's starting at 10 seconds. But if I click on next, it's going to play that Katy Perry Raw video. And then the button. Yeah, back to the Killers. So that's two ways in which you can create a playlist. So if I wanted to create a playlist of Christmas songs, what I would do is just either create multiple buttons with those Christmas songs. If I just wanted them just to play continuously, I'd create one button with my Christmas songs, and then just add the play YouTube video action multiple times to that button. So that's kind of the basics of it, but Maria and I wanted to kind of show you some of the ways in which you might want to use it for kind of supporting your users a bit more. So one of the things that people talk about is using AAC for Gestalt language processors. And I've seen instances where people have taken maybe a Gestalt that somebody's using that happens to be a catchphrase or a line from their favorite TV program or movie. And maybe they're using that in context that we don't necessarily understand, or we're guessing. And we want to kind of mitigate that and break that down into make the learner understand that Gestalt is not one word that means a particular thing. It can be broken down, and maybe parts of that Gestalt can be used in different ways. So this would be my Gestalt. I love tea. I think this is from Hey Dougie, this little video here. But it's a long video, but I'm able to clip into 18 seconds.
You can't have a cup of tea without a good biscuit.
So you see, I was able to play that. You can't have a cup of tea without a good brisk.
You can't have a cup of tea without a good biscuit.
And it could be that over time you're able to use the show and hide function. So I can kind of maybe have these hidden initially. I won't do them all, but I can use the hide function like that to hide certain buttons. And then when we start to break down this Gestalt for the person, or help them to break it down, we show the words that we want to introduce. And you could take, because you've got the clipping element, you could take part of the video.
You can't have a cup of tea without a good...
And then we say what it is we want with it, without a good cake.
Cake.
Or scone.
Scone.
Or sandwich.
Sandwich.
And you can use it with your text-to-speech, so you can have...
You can't have a cup of tea without...
Or you can start to build it up yourself, so
You can't have a cup of tea without a good biscuit. You can't have a cup of tea without a good biscuit.
So that's where we think the trimming function is really, really helpful, not just for clipping out the boring start and introduction at the end of the video, but actually getting to the real crux of that part of the video that you want for the student. Some of the other examples we've maybe come across is maybe tools, songs, etc., to help learn some of the core vocabulary you're working on. So we're on a colours page here, and it could be that you play a little music video about the colours.
Red and yellow and pink.
So I could pause that now. And what colours have we learned? We've learned
Red, yellow,
and
pink, green.
And then when we come back to the video, because I don't think I've got a start time on it, it should pick up from where we were. So it's
Pink and green, purple and orange.
It could be that you've got a longer song, which goes colours. Either listen to the whole song.
This is a banana. It looks like this.
Or you can go to a subsection. So again, I've taken that same video here and just clipped it. So I can say,
This is a banana. It looks like this. This is a banana. What color is it?
so I can come out of here and answer that.
Yellow,
And I can do the same if I go to shapes. I've got like a CBB song around shapes where I can play the whole video. 30 seconds. But it could be that I'm learning a particular shape, so I've clipped the video with the start and end time just to go to a particular part of the video, and now we're learning about you could also look at using it not just for kind of you're describing words like that. It could be that you find some great resources around teaching core words. So here's some videos that I've found on YouTube where they're concentrating on learning some of the core words, but with PCS symbols. So you'll see the similarity with the PCS symbols that are popping up there.
I like to eat apples and bananas.
Everyone's saying bananas today. Yeah, so again, we can go to the Ask for Help song.
Hey, gang! I wrote a song about helping. I'd like to sing it for you now. If your head's stuck in a sweater, ask for help.
So then I can be off here and
Help.
And one of the things, the dinosaur at the end says, make sure you say thank you.
Thank you.
The other thing you might use it for is perhaps preparing for, a situation or environment you're a bit nervous around. So I'm off to the dentist and I'm feeling quite nervous about it. So there's a video that I found on YouTube that can help me get ready for that.
Jack's going to the dentist. Jack went.
I can go to certain sections in that same video about brushing my teeth.
Jack goes into the bathroom with his mum to brush.
Or I can find out about the dentist chair, which I hear is quite normal.
I'd like you to sit in my comfortable dental chair. Let me show you. The chair goes up and the chair goes back. It makes a little noise.
And the same thing if you're a bit worried about the shiny dentist light as well. So lots of tools that you can use there. I'm going to now hand over to Maria, who's got some other great ideas. Do you want to, shall I stop my share?
Sure, thank you. I'll share my screen now. Let's get that up. Can you let me know if you can see it?
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, okay, great. So in terms of other ways that we can use the YouTube player, so we've already talked about the GLPs and some scary situations just to prepare. So I have a smaller grid size than John did. So I'm going to go to the dashboard button here. That's where I've got my YouTube player. And so what I did was we can also talk about emotions. So we can direct children to this page right here. I've titled it I Feel, but again, you can title it anything. And on this page, I've got just a few emotions based on from the movie Inside Out. And if you can see, I've also got each of the symbols that are consistent with TD Snap on here, as well as the characters images on here as well, and just some other vocabulary here so that the child can comment for themselves. So if I click on, maybe the child wants to share that they're happy. Can you see that, or can you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. For some reason, it's cutting and pausing for me. That might be an internet issue. But basically, it's just like a little clip from there that they can share. I feel happy from the movie. Again, there's some great Charlie Brown emotions videos. Maybe you can add in those as well. And what I've done is so once I go to that page, if I hit back, I am back at the emotions and the feelings page. So what I've done is I've linked the pages together just in case, and I've also tried to keep the buttons for each emotion consistent with what they are on the feelings page, just sort of to keep in with that motor plan. And just if the child hits happy, it's over here, and that's why the fear and the afraid button was at the bottom. So then if I go back, again, I'll just show you. Basically, my happy is in the same part, sad, angry, etc. Let's try another one. Maybe I'll do afraid. So that's just a little afraid button. If the child is afraid, maybe they like that clip, maybe they want to share it with you, they could say that they're afraid. And in these situations, so usually we do take off the speaking function on the button. So I guess I'll just show you. Usually I would take that off for videos and just have it play. But because I did want to have it so that in case the child is wanting to share, I feel happy or I don't feel happy. If I didn't have that speaker button, then it wouldn't have that output. So I just left that one as happy. That's what I titled it, so that it does speak, so that the child can share their emotions. And then, so that's again, I linked it to this page with the feelings just to keep it consistent, and then they can share if they've got other emotions. Maybe, once they've got the hang of it, you can find other videos online, whether it's Charlie Brown, whether it's any sort of TV show that they like, you can add in other emotions and other tiny clips to it. And then in terms of visual scenes, what I've got is, so I've just got the one, Peppa Pig is cleaning. What I've done is I've put the video in the middle, same as you would with a picture. So I've got the video in the middle, and then I've got the words around it that we can comment on together. So I've got the characters, I've got maybe I, if the child wants to refer to themselves. I've got some is and wants, and then on the side, if they're funny, they're cleaning, relating to the video, maybe they're making food. I'll just play it for you so that you can see.
There's a cupboard in here that needs a jolly good tidy.
Ooh.
Could you pass me a pan, please?
Here's a pan, Daddy.
Thank you, Peppa. Thank you, George.
What is this funny thing?
So again, just talking about the characters, maybe the child wants to say that George is funny for making that noise, Peppa is cleaning. And again, you can customize it and add on essentially anything. It's just a good way of interacting. It might be a little bit more engaging and exciting to communicate about a video that they're referring to. And I've made it just really big in the center, just the same way as you would for a photo of a visual scene if you're referring to it. So yeah, I think those are the main two that I wanted to show you. John, I think you touched on the other ones, the GLPs.
You had some help, the help ones.
Oh, yes, and the help. So for the help button, I've just made that a little bit smaller, just because that's more for professionals and maybe caregivers at home. So I've clicked on help, and what I've got here are just some links to our YouTube channel on specific, TD Snap related questions and things that they might want some more clarification on. This might just help in terms of, the family doesn't have to navigate on their own. Maybe they don't know where to go. They've got, there's a lot of YouTube videos. Maybe they're not sure which one to click on. If we're able to customize and add on the specific videos that they're looking for and just for support, then they've got it right here if they need help. I'll just show you a quick example.
Snap is powerful yet easy to use communication software for symbol or text users.
John, that's you right there.
It is.
So again, just the ability to build in, and you can add in any support, YouTube video that they might need. And then you can also title it. Obviously you can keep the title from the YouTube video directly, but you can also customize it, just make it shorter. But it just helps with navigating and to clarify a little bit for families if they don't know where to go for support in YouTube. I think that's it. We've covered all of the other examples.
Yeah, I'll come back to my screen then because
Sure.
I'm conscious. We promised them a short session and then
I know.
I completely failed to deliver on that. So I'm very sorry about that. Yeah, I think the last one that we did was maybe you've got like bringing in the signing videos and stuff like that. So I'll just quickly play this example.
Hi everybody. Today we're learning about
So it's signing in conjunction with PCS symbols. Yeah, so that's some of our ideas, which we hope you find useful or relevant. But what if you've got time or if you want to email us afterwards, it'd be really, really interesting to hear if you've got some resources that you like to use up for video or you've got some great ideas. So, if you want to put them in the chat or tell us about them, then please fire away. While we're if you're having a think about that, what I will just show Kay, and some of you might be interested in this, is how you combine two symbols on one button. This is a fairly new addition to TD Snap. So if I want to go to angry, for example, I think that was the example we were using. Let me see if I can find angry. And then I can click on this button here, which is the symbol editor. And then I can click on add image from the symbol library, but click on web. And then it's angry from inside out, isn't it? Inside out. And then press enter. Hopefully that will search for it. And then pick the character that I want, like that. Press done. And then I can resize any of those images like that and move this one down like that. So it's just a nice way of combining two images on one button like that. Quite like that.
That's good.
Excellent. Okay. Just looking at the great comments. Thank you. Well, there's no, I can't see any additional ideas on there, but do ever think about it now you know the tool, have a play about with it, and do let us know. We really want to hear your great ideas on how you use it, and then we'll spread the word on your behalf.
hmm John, Neil just mentioned that some schools create their own how-to for various activities and techniques, and they can be incorporated here.
Fantastic. Yeah. Right, I'm going to bring the recording to an end, but happy to stay on the line in case anyone's got any questions or anything afterwards. I say bring the recording to an end. I don't know how to do it. Screen recording. No idea.